Hello and welcome. For today's adventure is going to be rather interesting. Something I have never done before. We're going to do a cemetery tour. I'm currently at Forest Lawn Cemetery in Hollywood Hills, one of the most star-studded cemeteries here in the Los Angeles area. Now don't get me wrong, there are a ton, and when I say ton, there is a ton, extend the O, ton of celebrities laid to rest here, and I've sort of handpicked a few of the final resting places that I want to see of these celebrities, and we're going to pay our respects to these celebrities today. So join me as we venture into Forest Lawn Cemetery and pay our respects to actors, musicians, and whoever else we can find along the way. So here I am at the first grave site I would like to show you, just inside the front entrance right there, just up the hill with a beautiful view right here. We have Bob Barker, 1923 to 2023. Bob Barker, also known as Robert William Barker. He was an American media personality and animal rights advocate. He hosted CBS's The Price is Right, the longest running game show in North American television history from 1972 to 2007. On August 26, 2023, Bob died in his home in Los Angeles at the age of 99, following several years of bouts with Alzheimer's, a condition that he kept hidden from the public. Hypertension, hypothyroidism, and a few other causes were listed as the secondary cause of death. So with that being said, rest in peace, Mr. Bob Barker. I'll never forget his cameo in the Happy Gilmore movie. Rest in peace, Bob. So just beyond the trees there is the front entrance, and right over the hill there is Bob Barker's final resting place. And right here to my right, I'd like to pay my respects to this little lady who was part of my childhood, Miss Judith Barzy, 1978 to 1988, our concrete angel. Yep. She played Ducky in the Land Before Time movies. And I remember when I was little, I would go over to my grandmother's and I would have lunch, and I would always put on one of the Land Before Time movies. So it's kind of a little emotional to be here because she had a little bit of a part in my childhood growing up. Judith Barzy. She was an American child actress. She began her career in television, making her appearances in commercials and television series, as well as the 1987 film Jaws: The Revenge. She also provided voices of Ducky in The Land Before Time and Anna Marie in All Dogs Go to Heaven. She and her mother Maria were both killed in July in 1988 in a double suicide committed by their father in their home. She definitely had a bright future ahead of her, and it's very sad, the story. Just talking about it, makes me very sad. She definitely had a long life ahead of her. She was bound to be very successful, and she didn't deserve what she went through. So rest in peace to Judith and her mother. So just up the hill, when you come through the entrance, you kind of got to go back towards the back of the cemetery here. But right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the final resting place of actress Brittany Murphey alongside of her husband, Simon. It says, "Our precious daughter, wife, and angel to all, November 10th, 1977 to December 20th, 2009, Brittany Murphey Monjack." She had an incredible background with her acting history, and I most remember her from the movie 8 Mile. She had an incredible performance alongside Eminem in the movie 8 Mile. Brittany Murphey. She was an American actress and singer known for her equal proficiency in comedy and drama. She was born in Atlanta but moved to Los Angeles as a teenager to pursue her career in acting. Her breakthrough came when she co-starred as Ty Frazier in Clueless. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. They ruled her death accidental and that the cause was pneumonia, with secondary factors of severe iron deficiency, anemia, and multiple drug intoxication. I definitely remember Brittany with her role in the movie 8 Mile with Eminem. She definitely had a whole background full of great movies, but I remember her from 8 Mile. So just down the hill on the same side, not too far from Brittany Murphey. This one kind of hits home a little bit. This is the final resting place of actor Scott Wilson. It says, "You filled the whole sky, your spirit, your mind, and your great heart. With me forever, never apart. Actor, husband, son, and brother to all. You fill the world's sky with peace and love and light." 1942 to 2018. And when I say this one hits home a little bit, it's because Scott Wilson here was in the TV show The Walking Dead. He played the character Herschel, and I've been a big fan of The Walking Dead pretty much ever since it started. So he was always at horror conventions, doing meet and greets, signing photos, taking pictures, and I have quite a few photos with him. And every single time that I met him, he was always super nice. So I can definitely vouch for Scott Wilson being a great guy. Scott Wilson. He was an American actor. He had more than 50 film credits, including In the Heat of the Night and Cold Blood, The Great Gatsby, Dead Men Walking, Pearl Harbor, and Junebug. Scott Wilson and his wife Heavenly were married from 1977 until his death from leukemia in his home in Los Angeles on October 6, 2018, at the age of 76. The premiere episode of The Walking Dead's 9th season, titled A New Beginning, which aired the next day, was dedicated to Wilson's memory, which is shown in the final credits of the episode. I've met Scott Wilson a few times at some horror conventions, and every single time he was just a very, very nice gentleman, and I will always remember the time that I spent with him, the photos, and the memories. Rest in peace, Scott. Standing right here in the middle of the walkway, we're just taking a minute and looking at the giant mural that's up on the wall here. And over here just to the left is the final resting place of actor Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton had a incredible background as an actor, and I mostly remember him from the movie Twister, and a lot of people might recognize him from some other work that he did, but I absolutely loved his work on Twister. You Are in Our Hearts Forever, 1955 to 2017. Mr. Bill Paxton, the Extreme. He was an American actor and filmmaker. He starred in films such as Aliens, Near Dark, Tombstone, True Lies, Apollo 13, Twister, Titanic, Mighty Joe Young, and A Simple Plan. He had supporting roles in Weird Science, Edge of Tomorrow, and Nightcrawler. On February 14th, 2017, he underwent open heart surgery to repair a damaged valve and correct an aortic aneurysm. A day later, he underwent emergency secondary surgery to repair the damaged coronary artery. His condition deteriorated over the next 10 days, and he died of a stroke on February 25th at the age of 61. Bill Paxton was one of the greatest of our time, and I remember him mostly from Twister, The Terminator, and so many other great films. Rest in peace, Bill. Final resting place of Bill Paxton is just right there, and to the right we're going to go into the next courtyard here. Right here in the courtyard that has the water fountain in it, just to the right, I'd like to pay my respects to this guy right here. Mr. Aaron Carter, 1987 to 2022. Beloved brother, son, friend, and father of Prince Carter. Now, I remember when I was little and Aaron came out with that album, Party, I think it was called. And he had those hit singles, I Want Candy, and then the Shack song. If anybody remember those, you might be showing your age. But it's just crazy to be here and see this in person, you know, because so long ago I had that album and I actually bumped it. I'm not gonna lie, I listened to it, I really liked it. But yeah, this is his final resting place. So over in the courtyard from Aaron Carter, right here is the final resting place of director John Singleton. John Singleton directed movies such as Boys in the Hood, Four Brothers, Too Fast, Too Furious, among other amazing movies. And this is his final resting place. John Singleton. He was an American director, screenwriter, and producer. He made his feature film debut writing and directing Boys in the Hood, for which he was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Director. Becoming at age 24, he was the first African American and youngest person to have ever been nominated. On April 17, 2019, he suffered from a stroke and was placed under intensive care. And then on April 25th, it was reported that he was in a coma, but his daughter had stated otherwise. On April 28th, he was removed from life support and died at the age of 51. The cause of death was acute ischemic stroke, intracerebral hemorrhaging, and hypertension. Here is something really interesting. John Singleton directed the movie Too Fast, Too Furious, starring Paul Walker and Tyrese Gibson. So John is laid to rest right here, and check this out. I'll walk over here just a little bit, and to the courtyard next to John, just over the wall, is where Paul Walker is laid to rest at. Interesting. Right there is the statues just inside of the courtyards, and to the left is the chapel. And just inside this courtyard here, I'd like to pay my respects to this guy here, Mr. Paul Winfield, 1939 to 2004. It says, I, if the birds do not come, will sing to you, will you who are spring and flight and all music, will you sing to me if the birds do not come? If you're unsure what Paul Winfield has been in, this might be a little reminder. He was in the movie Terminator, the first Terminator. He was one of the cops in the police station that the Terminator kills. Paul Winfield. He was an American actor. He was known for his portrayal of a Louisiana sharecropper who struggled to support his family during the Great Depression in the landmark film Sounder. Winfield was gay, but he remained discreet about it in the public eye. Prior to his sexuality, he had a relationship with Sounder co-star Cicely Tyson for 18 months. His partner of 30 years, architect Charles Gillian Jr., died of bone cancer on March 5th, 2002. Winfield's long battle with obesity and diabetes. On March 7, 2004, he died of a heart attack. Winfield and Gillian are interred together here at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Just up the hill, we are venturing into the mausoleum area, and we'll start off right here with Miss Betty Davis. Betty Davis. Ruth Elizabeth Davis. She was an American actress of film, television, and theater, regarded as one of the greatest actresses in Hollywood history. She had a history of breast cancer and passed on October 6, 1989. She was 81 years old. A memorial tribute was held by invitation only at the Burbank Studios Stage 18, where a work light was turned on, signaling the end of production. The quote on her tombstone, "She did it the hard way," an epitaph that she mentioned in her memoir, Mother Goddamn, and having been suggested to her by Joseph Mankiewicz, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, shortly after they had filmed All About Eve. So rest in peace, Miss Betty Davis. Just on the other side of the Liberace resting place, we are in the Sanctuary of Light. I want to go over here and check out final resting place of Mr. Freddie Prinze. We Love You, Psalms 23, 1954 to 1977. Freddie Prinze. He was an American stand-up comedian and actor, and at the star of the NBC TV sitcom Chico and the Man from 1974 until his death in 1977. He was described in a Vulture magazine article as having blown up like no other comedian in history. Prinze is the father of Freddie Prinze Jr. He unfortunately suffered from depression, and on January 28, 1977, after talking on the phone with his estranged wife, Prinze received a visit from his business manager, Marvin Dusty Snyder. During the visit, Prinze put a gun to his head and pulled the trigger. Wow. So we are coming out of the Sanctuary of Light. I'm gonna walk over here to this little area to the right, in this little tucked away corner called the Columbarium of Sacred Trust. And right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the final resting place of metalhead and rocker Ian Fraser Kilmister, otherwise known as Lemmy. Born to lose, live to win. December 24th, 1945 to December 28th, 2015. You see all the stuff that people have left. Coins, pigs, a ring, some flowers here. Ian Fraser Kilmister, better known as Lemmy Kilmister, or simply Lemmy. He was a British musician. He was a founder, lead singer, bassist, and primary songwriter of the rock band Motorhead, of which he was the only continuous member and a member of Hawkwind of 1971 to 1975. On December 28, 2015, Lemmy died at his Los Angeles apartment from prostate cancer, cardiac arrhythmia, and congestive heart failure. Motorhead announced his death on their Facebook page later that day, according to the band. His cancer had only been diagnosed 2 days prior to his death. Wow. Rest in peace, Lemmy. A lot of great songs. And just across the courtyard, straight ahead, is where Lemmy is laid to rest. And right here to my left is where Ronnie James Dio is laid to rest. It says, "The Man on the Silver Mountain, Ronnie James Dio, July 10th, 1942 to May 16th, 2010. And you can see all the little kiss prints that people have come here and left. And they left a rose. There's a pic down there, a couple pics. Ronnie James Dio, also known as Ronald James Padavona, but known professionally as RJD. He was an American heavy metal singer. He fronted numerous bands throughout his career, including Elf, Rainbow, Black Sabbath, Dio, and Heaven and Hell. On November 25th, 2009, Dio announced that he was diagnosed with stomach cancer and underwent treatment in Houston, Texas. Dio died of the illness on May 16th, 2010. You can see right here they're building on to the mausoleum area. It's crazy to actually see the inside of the crypts right there. Wonder who's going to be buried back here. And the courtyard behind, well, would be to the right if you're technically doing this, from Ronnie James Dio and Lemmy. If you come into this courtyard and go straight to the back wall, we have the final resting place of Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher. They were both laid to rest right here. April 1st, 1932 to December 28th, 2016. Carrie Fisher, October 21st, 1956 to December 27th, 2016. Right here inside the Sanctuary of Treasured Love, we have a couple people we're going to pay our respects to in here as well. And just to the left, in an unmarked spot, we have the final resting place of Matthew Perry. They haven't got the marker up yet, but people have been coming and going as I've been walking around this area and paying their respects to Matthew Perry here. Matthew Perry. He was an American and Canadian actor. He gained international fame for starring as Chandler Bing on the NBC TV sitcom Friends from 1994 till 2004. On October 28, 2023, Perry was found unresponsive in a hot tub at his home in Los Angeles. He was pronounced dead at 4:17 p.m. that day at the age of 54. And then on December 15th, 2023, Perry's death was revealed to have occurred due to acute effects of ketamine. And as you can see, there's still no plaque here or anything as a recording of this video. But this is his actual location of where he is laid to rest. And over here to the left hallway area, it might get a little loud because they're literally doing construction right on the other side of this wall. But I'm gonna walk over here. I want to show you the gentle giant, Mr. John Coffey, like the drink. Mr. Michael Clark Duncan, December 10th, 1957 to September 3rd, 2012. Beloved son, brother, uncle, friend, and actor. You bless the world with your talent. Your smile will forever brighten the heavens. We love you. Now, he had a pretty iconic role in the movie Green Mile. He had an incredible background history in acting as well. And one of my favorite roles that he did was not only his role in Green Mile, but his role as the neighbor in 2.5 Men. 2.5 Men is one of my all-time favorite TV shows. And seeing him as the neighbor hanging out with Charlie, you know, he made it fun. In the episodes, he made it pretty fun. I remember there was one episode where they had a little bit of a boys hangout day, and he went to Charlie's house and they were hanging out, drinking and stuff, and he's like, I wouldn't say no to an appletini. And Charlie kind of looked at him, and he kind of laughed. He said, that's what my brother drinks. And Charlie kind of got scared of Michael here. It was pretty funny. If you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. Mr. Michael Clark Duncan. He was an American actor. He was best known for his breakout role as John Coffey in The Green Mile, for which he was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, among other iconic roles. Duncan was taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center after suffering a heart attack on July 13th, 2012. By August 6, 2012, he had been moved from ICU but remained hospitalized. On September 3rd, 2012, Duncan died in the hospital of respiratory failure. He was 54 years old, and on September 10th, 2012, a private funeral was held for Duncan in Los Angeles. Tom Hanks, who co-starred with him in The Green Mile, was among many of the attendees at the memorial service. All right, everybody, I think that's going to be a wrap on the cemetery tour here of Forest Lawn, Hollywood Hills. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new as we ventured along through the cemetery here. Now, there's a ton of celebrities here. I know I said that earlier. So I just kind of handpicked a few that I thought I'd like to share with you guys. There's so much more to see. I might come back and do a part 2. Who knows? I don't know. But if you guys like this video, go ahead, give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Go ahead, subscribe, comment, share, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. And thank you so much for following me around today. I greatly appreciate it. Be safe, take care, and God bless.